So, picture this, a sleek, modern television studio. The lights are glaring, the cameras are all set. But this isn't your typical broadcast. This is the stage for Girish Khanna's incredible psychological drama, Broken Images. It's a play that really dives deep into what happens when that perfect public image we create starts to crack. And you know, the title itself is a huge clue, borrowed from this super famous line by T.S. Eliot. It immediately tells you we're dealing with something fragmented, a truth that's been shattered into a million pieces. This isn't going to be a simple success story. It's all about what's hiding just beneath the surface.
All right, so who is at the center of this whole psychological storm? Let's meet the woman who, on the outside, seems to have it all.
Meet Manjula Nayak. She walks into that studio brimming with confidence. And why wouldn't she be? She's already a big deal in her native Kannada language, but now she's hit the global jackpot with her very first novel in English. She is the picture of success, getting ready to talk to the world.
And her pre-recorded speech? Oh, it's brilliant. It's a masterclass in handling the press. She tackles every tricky question before it's even asked. Why English? Oh, it wasn't a choice, she says. The story just had to be told in English. Is she a sellout? Absolutely not. And then, the final emotional punch, she dedicates the whole thing to her late sister, Malini, who she says was her biggest inspiration. It is a flawless, perfect performance. And just like that, the light on the camera goes from green to red. The broadcast is over. Manjula leans back in her chair. You can see the relief on her face. Her public performance is done. She thinks she's won. Or so she thinks. Because this is the exact moment where the play takes this incredibly sharp, unsettling turn. The controlled, safe world of the studio is about to be completely blown apart. As Manjula gets up to leave, she notices something weird. The video that was supposed to play after her segment hasn't started. Instead, her own face is still up there on the huge screen, just silently watching her.
And then the impossible happens. Her own reflection starts to speak. And it's not a recording. It's live, it has its own thoughts, and it's telling her she can't go. The real interview, it turns out, is just getting started.
Her image doesn't waste a single second. It launches straight into an interrogation, and it starts by picking apart that perfect speech we just heard. First up, her controversial decision to write the novel in English.
Remember, on camera, Manjula made it seem like she was the victim of all this unfair criticism, just a poor artist following her heart. She basically laughed off the idea that she'd abandoned her roots just for a shot at Western fame and money. But now, with her own image grilling her, a very different story starts to come out. The choice to use English wasn't just some artistic impulse. No, it was deeply, deeply personal. It was Malini's language. And just like that, we see the private truth start to bleed into the public lie. This is just the beginning, though. The conversation takes a turn away from her career and straight into the heart of her family, to the emotional core of the novel, her relationship with her disabled sister, Malini. Her image is just merciless. It actually calls her out on the tears she shed on camera, suggesting her grief was maybe just another part of the performance, a calculated move to make her story more sympathetic. You see, the two sisters were polar opposites. Manjula was the healthy, able-bodied one. Malini was confined to a wheelchair. But Malini was also the brilliant one, the charismatic one, the one who effortlessly got all their parents' attention and spoke flawless English. And Manjula, well, it turns out she was always living in her sister's shadow. And here it is. This is the bombshell confession. Underneath that polished, successful author, there's a lifetime of feeling like she was never good enough, a lifetime of jealousy for the very sister she claimed to adore. The novel wasn't just a tribute, it was something way more complicated. And to really understand the weight of all this, you have to know what Malini was dealing with. Meningomyelocele is a severe condition that left her paralyzed from the waist down. Can you imagine living your whole life with that struggle and still shining so brightly that you outshine your perfectly healthy sister?
This whole confrontation really forces us to look at the play's central theme, that brutal internal fight between the perfect person we show the world and the messy, complicated truths we try so hard to hide.
Manjula Nayak is basically two different people on one stage. You have the confident, successful author that everyone sees on the screen, and then you have the haunted, jealous woman standing right there in the studio. Her image isn't just a reflection anymore. It's her conscience. It's her suppressed truth finally getting a voice. And that's really the question the play leaves you wrestling with. As her image just keeps pushing and digging, we're left to wonder about the stories we tell, about ourselves. If the mask you wear every day could suddenly start talking, what would it say? And what part of you would even be left when it was finished?